Morning. What's going on, guys? Man, I think the move's over. Is the move over already? And now when we get some more choppy New York session before FOMC tomorrow. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get some continuation or like some kind of short, maybe back inside the range here. Nothing I want short right now though, right? If you short, I think we have a think yeah, we do have an SMT on the daily highs right now. So we'll see if that means anything for NQ. But daily profile played out perfectly, right? Sweet PDL closed back inside the range, so we should anticipate the price pushes back to previous day high on the next candle. What does Asia? So it's a little different because obviously we swept PDH yesterday and closed back inside, but I think that was just news driven that got us up into that. So we'll see what happens here. Open's giving us a nice little dump here. But so when you have like outside like this, what you go by what happens in Asia London. Asia London starts to do a dip, and then you get that bounce right out of that hourly BISI that we look forward to frame that London reversal right at 50%. So when you see Asia London dip first, it's likely that you're gonna have that London reversal back towards the other way. So still think PDH is in the cards here. I know we got the SMT, but we'll see what happens at 10 o'clock and go from there. But I'm really afraid that we might turn into some crappy PA because lately the trend has been Asia London has been the move, and then New York's chop, and then obviously with FOMC tomorrow, we'll see if that means anything else. But so yeah, again, we'll stay patient. We're not chasing here. Chasers did get rewarded though. Anybody chasing inside the last two hours has been rewarded. So yeah, really not much. Maybe gold will present something nice for us today. It was a beautiful overnight move. Oh god, I do not want to touch gold. That is nasty on gold too. Gold's even worse than NQ. At least NQ's got to move to it. But overnight, what did we have? 4 hour sweep down here. 4 hour sweep with your 2 a.m. candle. Wasn't really a clear breaker to the upside though. Like I want to see a breaker form on the downside move here and then close above it and then get the retest. But this is just, basically this entire range was just down candle, so there's not even an up candle to form any kind of breaker. So maybe you could have went to the lower time frame, but was nothing exactly clean. But you did get the 4 hour and the 1 hour sweep out of the 1 hour BISI where we look for London reversals to happen. But for now, nothing to trade here. Obviously not chasing PDH. We'll see how our 10 o'clock candle closes. If it closes above PDH, then I think we can then look for obviously more highs off to the left. What up, Odago? Good morning. But again, yep, you had to be up for London to catch the move so far. Nothing we're not used to now. Nothing we're not used to. All right, there goes PDH. Daily profile complete. Simple stuff, guys. Just pay attention to your daily candle closes. It'll tell you everything. Not, oh, we inverse this hourly. We didn't do this, so we did this. Just pay attention. How did your daily candle close? Which way does Asia London start off going? It's going to tell you. Majority of the time, it's going to be you're going to be in the line if you just follow that. Yeah, gold. Nothing I want to touch. 4 hours going to be extremely bullish here. Was this off of 50 of this 4 hour? Didn't even see this. Looks like it was. Nice continuation there off of the 4 hour. Obviously all hindsight stuff, but because I was not up. I woke up and I seen the 4 hours looking like this, and I was like, I'm not gonna touch this. And I just went back to bed. But so no trades for me overnight. I think Wizard caught something, but he caught something in here, but for very small profits. But again, here I thought we might get a model 5-1 here with the 8 o'clock highs. Then you see the 5-minute closes above, and nothing but what that's telling us what continuation most likely. So that was your sign that we weren't ready to have any kind of pullback. I was hoping we made this hourly BISI. We made this hourly BISI open, dipped into it, and then we got the pump up. I'm not short anything until the candles tell me so. BMAC. I know everybody like Me 4 years ago would be like, yeah, this thing's pumped too high. We just gotta keep. We have to dump. I gotta short this. Uh, not anymore though. Once the candles tell me so. Like if we have, I mean, if we get some kind of 5 minute breaker down after 10 o'clock, after a sweep of 9 o'clock, then perhaps. But for now, there's nothing. There's nothing that I want to short here. But yeah, we left that open. That Bissy that we were talking about yesterday was everything. For they saved it for a London. Ended up being 50% of the range. Yep, exactly, Doc. It's all ES doing. And but imagine what ES gets up to. What is that? Just an end dog? Yeah, it's just that gap down. That would make sense for ES. It's probably our draw actually. Um, I had an alert up there. I'm assuming that just still there for NQ too. Yeah, so up to 150 with, which is most likely our target here. Which maybe we can target if we can look for. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. We already know what the overnight looks like. Up to 150. Actually, let's get the -4s. I feel like -4 might be huge though today. -4 takes us up to that daily VI. Very nice. Very nice. That's what I wanted to see. So if anything, maybe we get 1 hour. We get some kind of continuation model off of here, and we can target one up to 150, -4, and this daily VI. Assuming we don't just run there right now. I would not be anticipating us when this candle closes. I would not be anticipating us to go to this hourly Bissy. Why? Because this candle is closing super bullish. I would just expect continuation from there. I would not be expecting us all the way down. Can we? Yep. And then maybe we can look for a long out of there, but I would not be anticipating that just because of this bullish candle close. I would expect just like overnight candle open, Asia, London, technically down to 25.50, and then we can look for hopefully something back to the upside up to that daily VI. This is setting up nicely though for a potential maybe an FOMC high of week potentially. So I don't think this wick lasts. I just don't think this weekly low is going to hold just because of that tiny wick down there. And obviously with Monday, Tuesday pumping, if your weekly is going to be a bearish, this is what you're expecting. So I don't think there's any data today. I don't know. We have a channel for that now. Actually, we have the Newsweek channel. It'll tell us. Today is St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day, by the way. I don't see anything for today. Just pending home sales, which bleh, bleh. We know what that's going to be already. So that, or unless we have some kind of NVIDIA news again, no news today. At least no data. Oh, you already said it, Doc. All right. Yeah. What up, Tom? You catch any of that London reversal? I switched to NQH. I switched to NQM contracts today. I always switch to the new contract, which today, if you look at the data, the open interest, I don't switch contracts until the open interest changes onto the new contract. And the open interest changed today, which I usually always switch on Tuesdays of the third week of the rollover month, which would be today. This is it's what I've always done. And it's usually the day that open interest rolls over higher into the new contract. So it's the first day on the new guy. Yes, Mule. Yep, 159.5 is the upside target, which takes us up to that daily VI. Or that old end dog, I should say. Yeah, dog. Let's get some green. I'm not even wearing green today. The kids are though, so they won't be pinched today at least. All right, so basically all we can do is wait, guys. All we can do is wait until 10 o'clock. See how this thing see how this thing folds out. And the fact that 15 already dipped here into here and is already going to close back above tells me we probably won't get any more of a dip. Right, it's already rebalanced here. It's already rebalanced and went back above. Which if there's probably a nice 1 minute breaker in there, kinda. Not a really good retest of a one. Yeah, the thing with London, like, so a retest of London high would take us to -4 to the downside, which would be crazy, but it's not out of the realm for NQ these days. But nothing's telling us we're going there yet. The other possibility is if this thing wants to continue pumping here, maybe say we close up here, maybe 10 o'clock is going to manipulate up into here, and then we get a 5 minute breaker down. But that's a short I would take out of that daily VI. Just basically just because of the 5 minute breaker. Yeah, last night, I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, there's no 5 minute to the upside. The 15, I mean, it's all hindsight though. Like if you took like a 15-minute swing here, I wouldn't have liked that swing. I would have rather seen a new low swept and then like a clean breaker form to get long. So no FOMO from that. Didn't miss anything. Yeah, ESM 20. Yeah, it's we switched to the M contract, so it's just the ticker symbol with an M now, 26 instead of H. Yeah. So yeah, I woke up like a little before this candle closed, and I was like, I don't want to mess with it. But then we swept this candle, so you could have looked for a long after you had the 4 hour sweep, especially out of the hourly BISI. But again, there was no chance for any kind of clean breaker. There was nothing here. Nothing at all. This technically, I guess you would call a breaker, but it's not. Um, and it worked there, but like it's just more internal inside of this range. I want to see like the swing low swept and then a clean breaker. So to me, just not clean enough. I do not use NQ1. Wizard does though. That's the only chart he trades on. And NQ1 did switch over last night as well. So if you trade NQ1, then you're basically trading the NQM contract as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not a bad. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you have your stuff in the bottom right checked. Was it BDH? I think it is. Something like that. I might be wrong here. I gotta see. B adjust, not BDH. I'm thinking of Patrick Whelan here. All right, let's go back. Yeah, B adjust. Let's see. We already looked at gold. Gold looks like doo doo. YM's gonna look like the same. What's oil doing these days? Oil with a nice 4 hour reversal at 2 a.m. Have a clean 15-minute breaker down. See, there's just no 15-minute breaker down until here on oil. Oil's probably ready to dump here. This will be your 15-minute breaker down. I'll look for price to hold that. Probably runs all those lows. There's nothing you can do here unless you're chasing. What about Natty? Maybe Natty provides us with something. Hasn't been that clean lately. Natty's been pretty is kind of like NQ, just stuck in this range. Yeah. Nothing clean on Natty. I would still want this 4. It's for Natty, it's just inside candle after inside candle here. You have 5 inside candles here. Remember, this would be the low and the high of this 4-hour that I'd be watching. I would still be expecting this low to be taken though, right? It's your last 4-hour down close candle. It does not have a sweep. We have not swept that. This is worst nightmare. I thought we were gonna have a nice, clean, hopefully just a nice continuation play going into open. But there's not even like much to watch here. There's not even, there's not much to teach, not much to talk about. Obviously, let's watch this Bissy, but Doc, you do have the bearish -4 sits at 8 a.m. low. Where was did we get the 1 a.m. high? I think that's what Wizard targeted overnight was his 1 o'clock high. Yeah, his 1 o'clock high here. I think he caught something down in here. I think he took like this breaker, but again, just internal. Nothing I would have taken, but it swears by his 1 o'clock highs and high and low. But anybody else catch anything overnight? Anybody take anything? Curious where you entered if you did. Just don't say you chased. Perry, don't do it. Shorted in Asia, yeah. I caught a little eval short in Asia last night. I did, but just an eval. It's nothing I'm gonna sit here and talk about. Just targeting. I was targeting the hourly Bissy, but that was literally just the passing eval though. So I'm hoping I can trade that new funded in New York today, but we'll see. What was it? I think it was a 15-minute swing last night. I don't know where it was. Might have been this 15-minute double sweep. There's a 15-minute double sweep right here. That was nice. Here would have been 15-minute. Let's check our double sweeps here. Actually, let's see how they looked overnight. If they told any kind of story. See, this should have been marked as a double sweep. This is a double sweep. Sweep, close back inside. This is just an inside candle at 9:15, and then there's probably a 1-minute breaker in there. You could have shorted. So you had yesterday. Yesterday's short was a double sweep on the 15. That's right. We talked about that. We talked about that yesterday. But yeah, we're just gonna run right to this VI. Maybe that means we're gonna get a short. I really don't want a short, but there's a lot of room for a downside if we do want to go down. But nice, Chad. Nope, it didn't, Doc. That's shows how bullish we are right now. Can't even get inside. Can't even get inside of there. Well, we'll see if we get -4 CB model. Wow, this would be tough, but we'll see. 144.50 would be that would be our trigger. Just above that is the VI. This would be tough. So what if we hit the VI? What if we hit the VI and the trigger, and then we just get a huge retrace first? Another day where -4, the true power of -4 will be tested. Best case, what would be this? This would be like the dream scenario. Would be 10 o'clock, wicks up, hits the VI and the trigger, gives us a little dump, or maybe then maybe it's like 9:55. Maybe the next, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would be like the dream scenario. And then 10 o'clock wicks up, it hits -4, and then this becomes your breaker. the first CC would be your breaker. You could take a short here, maybe. That would be like a dream scenario. That would be something I would take. But only would take a short with a 5-minute breaker at this point. That's the only thing I would short. I gotta have bigger. I would have to have a. Yeah, it's gotta be like a higher time frame. I'm not sure no 1 minute breaker or anything up here. Taking this 20. All right. Should we take it? Should I take it with you, Doggo? Should I? All right. No, oh, don't say no. No, 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 no. If you're a man enough to call it out in a stream, you got to live with it. So I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I am signal botting Doggo here. This is his show. I mean, we got nothing else to watch, so we'll see if Doggo gets wrecked here, or if this 20 works. The National Firearm, yeah, the NFA. Entry is 20. So this is what this 20 looks like. You're going for 5 points. Your stop loss is -4. So the way Doggo plays these. It's either account blown or he gets his 5 points. That's how you play that. No, I'm just kidding. He has strict rules to how he exits and DCAs and all that stuff. That's exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You exit at -4 and you try to get in a little bit higher, and then you try to short back down through it. Yeah. Longs here. I'm not touching anything here. Oh, you're saying a 25-80 off of the 80? He only shorts 80s and 20s. He does not take longs from them. Only shorts. Uh-oh, B3 or bench. Hopefully you do not just screenshot curse yourself. We're all rooting for you though. We're all rooting. But nice. Looks like you took the Bissy, the 15-minute Bissy. Yeah, hopefully you did not screenshot yourself. Screenshot curse yourself though. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I mean, you would not want to see if you're long right now. Yeah, you would not want to see basically price back through here, which would be below your stop. You would not want to see price here because then if you potentially make a 5-minute breaker down, you definitely don't want to be in that anymore. So, your stops are pretty good. Yeah, because like if I'm bullish here, I would want to see price respect this 5-minute order block here. Otherwise, you start taking this low, and then you're making a breaker down, and then it gets really messy. Because if you're making a breaker down while leaving that VI and -4 up there, then we're just gonna start getting into some crap. At least give us a higher time frame target up here, and then if we're gonna get a short, give us a short. What is up with gold though, man? This is actually clean though. I'll be watching gold. If gold somehow gets back up to here, this is like a nice 5-minute breaker up here that has not been retested. Kind of like yesterday. Once we got off stream, gold is dumping. Once we got off stream yesterday, that's not even the right chart. But notice how remember that first 15-minute short we watched yesterday, and then let me get rid of the double sweep indicator here. But remember how we had the short here yesterday? This was the first we took the long down here, right? Now we obviously got stopped in a profit down here. But remember how like your last breakers in the leg here are held price. We had 2 times yesterday where price respected there. Obviously, the Nvidia news ran through that, but 2 times, obviously, hindsight, but it's the stuff you need to watch. Like 50-minute swing, there's a nice 1-minute breaker there. 50-minute swing, there's a nice 1-minute breaker there, and a 50-minute swing here. Out of this 5-minute here was a nice little short down too. So just pay attention to your untapped, like I said yesterday, pay attention to your untapped breakers that have not been tapped. So this one will be something to watch if gold gets up there. Obviously, unless it runs some lows in here, then maybe it's not going to hold. But I would expect this to hold if gold wants to retest that area. Maybe look for something back short. There we go. It'd be on the 5-minute. Because like it doesn't mean full on reversal, but it means you're likely to get some kind of lower time frame 50% that we always talk about. It's just not a spot you want to be chasing because that's where you're going to chase, and then that's where that 50% retrace is going to go against you. You're going to be in drawdown. You're going to be right on the draw. Probably come back and run back through it, but not before your account is blown. Measure -4. It's the first 30-second candle of the day. So if you just measure, so you just go to your 9:30 30 candle, yeah. Like so right here, measure this. It's just -4 of that. Boom, 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 and you'll see it lines up right there. But the indicator just does it for me because I'm lazy. But you're right, Doc. We have not hit -4 hasn't been bad. It just hasn't been. We haven't hit it a lot lately. I think we only hit it like twice last week. So we'll see if we get up there today. I think we do, but just a matter of how. I actually like that we're slowing down here because it's telling me that if we do get a short opportunity, then it could work out. Like I said, I'm not shorting though. I'm not bearish. I'm not shorting because we've gone too high. That's not the mindset. Only if the candles are telling me so. Which would be like either a model 5-1 or something of that nature. All right, so let's get ready to actually measure this hourly candle out to look for continuation and see what kind of lines up for us here. So continuation model, we'd be looking for something. We'll bring up the grade fib, the quadrants, I mean. All right, so there's a quadrant. So we're looking for 25 or 50. What do you got? Basically just the test of the order block. I doubt we get to 50. But if we do, you got another order block and the untapped BISI sitting here. So like a 5-minute swing out of here, if 10 o'clock opens and wants to give us down here, assuming we don't get the breaker, I do not want to see a breaker put down here. But if we can get like a 5-minute tap inside of here and close back above, we would fail to make the breaker, which is a good sign, number one. The second sign would be a 5-minute swing point out of the 5-minute breaker, out of the 5-minute BISI. And then that could be a long that we could try. If we go down to there. Same thing if we get something off of 25. We go hit 25, we get like a 5-minute swing point off of it, 30-second breaker, we can try to long up to there. Just because the RR would be really, really, really good. Right, you'd be entering around probably 80 or so, 80 or 90, and you're looking for 60 points, 80 points up. So, what up, Discipline? Good morning. I just do not like long in this high. I personally do not. But if there's a good RR setup, then by all means, we're gonna try it. Or will not be here tomorrow. I mean, I'll be here for the AM session, but not gonna be too much interest prior to FOMC, and I will not be here for the FOMC announcement. We'll be back Thursday. All right, so we got about a minute until we get our new hourly candle. If we open right at 25, we might just rip. Usually you'll see that if you open right around 25 or 50, you're not gonna have you usually don't have if you're gonna have continuation, you will not have much manipulation down. You're gonna have a very, very, very small wick off 25 or 50, depending on where that candle opens, of course. But is it a 50-minute down there? Yeah, a 50-minute busy down there too, down around 50. That's the only way for me to enter. I don't want to enter. I need to see some kind of. I don't like to enter anything without 5-minute confirmation, of course. Like even if this closes bullish here, I still don't like it just because of it's 10 o'clock, right? And if I'm expecting higher at 10 o'clock, we're gonna dip, and I'm gonna and I'll just get stopped out here anyway. So go down to a 30 though and see if we get like this would not be a breaker, right? If we close over this, it would not be a breaker. Right? There's no low swept before it. Unless ES did, and then you have like a mitigation block type thing, which looks like it might be, yeah. That's what we want to see though. We want to see a dip here below that 10 o'clock open, right? I would really expect 25 to hold here though, and then in this 5-minute OB. Especially so if we can sweep this 5-minute low again. Not saying we're going to, but if we do and we dip, more into this and we tap this 5-minute order block, and then you get like a 30-second breaker up, I don't think that's a bad play, because then you're looking at a 5-minute double sweep with a pretty good draw above. And then you're also going to be delivering off of 25% at that point. Yep, it sure is, Doc. I like it. Yep. I like this move down first. Yep, give us a little drop. Hopefully inside of here. I'm okay if we drop this far. I don't think we're going to drop that far. Because if we're going to be bullish here, I don't think price is going to waste a lot of time. There's just not anything to get long here yet. And you got 1-minute doubles mark sitting down here too. So yeah, give us one more sweep and then give us a nice bullish close back above these candles, and we can get long. $55, yeah, would take us down to just below 25. Yeah, we mentioned the 50-minute busy down here, which would put us pretty much below 50% or below 25. This looks good though. I like that we're dipping first. Dipping first should tell me that we push back up higher. There's a new low. So I think the 1-minute would be a better here. This would be like it's a huge candle though, but we'll see. It's just what we want to see here. Remember, it's still only 10:03, so if price could mess around for a little bit yet, but I would be watching to see basically a close over this. I don't even think I would take anything off at 9 o'clock high, to be honest. Like, because if I'm not going to enter until up here, actually, it could be better now. It could be a lot better. Because if we can put in like some 30-second up candles here, that could become your new breaker out of the 5-minute order block. What's our risk here? If this turns into one, maybe about 20-point risk. Yep, we hit the 50-minute BISI here too. So I'm going to hop in with this 30-second close right here. Stop below the low. I think it's worth a shot. Might be a little early, but I like the 15-minute breaker. We'll see out of this 15-minute. If we do want to go lower to the 5, I'm okay re-entering, but at this point I will take one off at 9 o'clock high. That would be first target here. Just might be a little early, but we'll see. We're just going with time here. Going with time. I like that we're below the open. We want to get long inside of the 10 o'clock wick. Right. I don't really want to see price blow through this order block either, right? So, but if we do get stopped and we go down to the 5-minute, then I'm okay re-entering. But for now, this is the play. Well, what will really seal it is if we get a close back above here and you get a nice 1-minute breaker to the upside here. Because if we're bearish here, this is where we're going to reject. We're going to reject right here with this last accumulation, and this is where we'll get stopped. That's where we need to see strength right here. We need to see strength up through this last consolidation. Because then if this whole thing can basically turn into a breaker, should be smooth sailing at that point. There's always a chance that we might be a little early too. Right? Right, we want to see strength up through here. Right now, we're just rejecting. We're not really rejecting, but we're just sitting at premium of this 30-second leg. Basically, just hit OTE of it at this old Sibby. Get some strength through there. That's what we need to see. And this would be, if we basically close back above 10 o'clock open, that's when I'll go break even. I wouldn't want to see price back here at that point. So right now it's just 30-second breaker off a 5-minute continuation out of a 15-minute BISI. That is the play here. How did our 5-minute close? 5-minute close bearish. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign, but we'll see. Right, we got a 5-minute bearish close down, so that could mean that we'd want this 5-minute low again, right? Technically, because of if we're looking for a 5-minute close, but it's the only thing I don't like here. We might get another sweep. But again, just the risk reward's too good here, because we're going for 144 and we're going for 75 points here. And the more we hang out here, the better it is for us in terms of time too, right? We're getting into 10 if we're looking for expansion, and this to be our 10 o'clock wick, like price should start to get going here. So inverse traders are probably waiting for this 1 minute, I'm assuming, which I would also agree that is something that needs to happen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you said it, somebody. You said it. Need that inverse. That's the inverse in premium right here. I'm looking for 9 o'clock high, and I'm looking for the negative fours up to 144, 149. I like this. I would have liked this 30-second a lot better if our 5-minute would have closed bullish. I just do not like that. Do not like that. Uh-oh. Yep. It's tough, that 5-minute low. Let's see. Let's see. If we do want to sweep it and we close back up inside of it and we hit this 5-minute BISI, like I said, I'm totally okay re-entering. We're not out yet though. Not out yet. You'll see this a lot. That's why your stop's got to be at the low for any kind of breaker. Did ES hit that? Hold on. I think I got stopped there. Okay, so I'm stopped there. Yeah, ES didn't get up there either. So let's see what happens. See what happens with this next 5-minute candle. Oh, MNQ got out early. Holy, MNQ already took that low. That's gonna be some crap. We'll live with it. We'll live with it for now. I want to see NQ take this low now. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be very, very upset. All right, there it goes. All right, so let's see what happens out of this 5-minute now. Remember, if this 5-minute closes below here, then I really have no interest. I want to see this thing turn into a failed breaker here. If it turns into a bearish breaker, then the longs are off. Just still a trade I'll take every time. Just looking for a continuation model. We just did not have the 5-minute close. The 5-minute did not close bullish, so that explains it. That explains it. Had a bearish close, so what? It's just like the hourly model or the daily profile, right? It closes bearish, we expect that previous 5-minute candle to go. The question will be, how does this 5-minute candle close though? Do you not want to see a breaker here? And I would like to see it close bullish back up inside of the previous 5-minute candle, which would be this candle, not this inside candle. So what was that? We entered at 71, we got out at 7, about a 19-point loss there. Which is just fine, because if we catch a 5-minute breaker later, or hopefully maybe before stream ends, that's a nothing. That's nothing. It's the beauty of trading this way. When you catch a banger, it's usually a big one. Usually a big one. All right, so yeah, just watch this 5-minute close. That's all I'm doing now. And also, I would not want to be short here anyway because of what's going on with a 10 o'clock. Right, 10 o'clock opens and we've done nothing but dump. So it's 10:15. So if we're gonna get a move up to the upside, it's going to be inside of her. Failed to make a 30-second here. Yep, so I would be looking for this 5-minute candle to close back up inside here in the next minute because I do not want to see a breaker down. So if I can see a failed breaker here on the 5-minute plus a 5-minute swing back to the upside, then that's my cue that I can try longs again. But if we get the 5-minute breaker down, that's not anything that I want to be longing into, and we might be in store for a bigger for a bigger retrace before we get any kind of long. Which could mean what? If our 4 o'clock, remember our 4 o'clock, if our 4 hour is going to, if our next 4 hours is going to be a bullish, we could possibly expect what? Like the whole 10 o'clock hour to 11 o'clock could just be a move down to 25% of this hourly candle, and then what? 11 o'clock reversal back up, which we just hit 25 of the 4 hour here. So yeah, if there's gonna be a long, it's going to be like right now. We're at 10:15. We're at 4 hour, 25%. But we're gonna have a 5 minute breaker down here. Yeah, 5 minute breaker down is in. So I would actually be looking for rejections out of here. So nothing that I want along now. Yeah, basically bench. Yeah. Yeah, because we didn't have a sweep up here on the 15. The 30 is gonna close bullish. The hourly closed bullish. Like I said, we'll be back for that high. It's just a matter of when. God, I do not like that 5 minute breaker we made, but we just hit 50. It's 10:15. We'll see if we make a 1 minute here. Other than that, yeah. Because I would have expected price to hold there. Yeah, but if the long's going to happen, maybe this breaker formed just to take us to 50. So if we get this 1 minute 30-second up here, it's something I would try again, and that'll be my last shot. But it's got to happen soon because we're already at 10:15. I don't want to be trying to take a long, around 10:30. This might have been too early. Let's see. This could be a 5 minute swing here. It could be a 15-minute swing. So yeah, if this turned into a breaker, I think I'll definitely try it. See if we get the 1 minute 30-second up here. If it just keeps dumping, then I just wait until 11 o'clock. Because then at that point, if we're going to go in down and take a brand new low, it's going to be 10:20, 10:25. The longs probably are not on until 11 o'clock. And you're going to have basically a 4 hour. This will end up being your 4 hour wick. Why? Because it's the first hour. It's the first quarter of your 4 hour candle. And then you would expect distribution back up to the high through these on your next 4 hour candle, which hopefully that's what we're catching here. If we can catch any kind of long, and then just the 4 hour, this is your 4 hour manipulation as well. But we'll see. So new lows. That breaker will be off the table. Would you still have a 15? Yeah. SMT at the New York AM lows. Yeah. Let's see if we get this. Be a 30 there too. Yeah. I want to see us get this 1 minute here. One minute here, I'll try it. Especially if it's just in this one single candle. All right, last attempt to add alongs here. Stops at the lows. It's about a 40-point stop. So just if you decide that you think it's something that you like, make sure you just size appropriately. It's the last shot at time. The only thing I don't like is obviously you're longing back into the 5 minute. The thing with this 5 minute breaker though is you don't have an hourly sweep to go with this You're probably like, well, why is he longing with the 5 minute breaker? Well, you don't have an hourly sweep to go with this 5 minute breaker. You still have a 4 hour high up here that closed bullish. You still have an hourly high up here that still closed bullish. Could it still work and hold? Sure, but yeah, like in terms of time, this is the last shot for longs this hour. And now we're coming off 50, coming off the gap. I think it's worth a shot. No, where's -4 sit? Okay. Where is that gap at? 140. Okay. All right, so if we get going here, I am taking one off at 10 o'clock open, 9 o'clock high, and then the final contract's coming off up at -4 in that gap. And if we get a 10 o'clock open, that's where I'll go break even. Because I do not want to see 10 o'clock open reject us and send us all the way back down to the entry. Remember, the breaker is still untapped, so a chance we do come back for that. Kind of like what we see on the 5 minute stuff. We could always come back for it. Obviously, if you're already long, you don't want to see that, but it's just something you have to be okay with or basically expect. So mentally and your anxiety inside of your trade, if you're emotional, you have to be okay with that. But just know you're still trading on the side of time off of previous hour 50% here. And you're also coming off of what? You're also coming off of your 4 hour here. So a 1 minute breaker off of this, you're going to get a 15-minute swing here off of 25 of the 4 hour. This is not a bad trade. Win or lose here. Again, another trade I think I'll take every single time. The only thing is we're inside that 5 minute breaker, but that 5 minute breaker to me doesn't hold a lot of weight because we did not have an hourly sweep. Now if we took this, if 10 o'clock opened and took this hourly high and then we made this 5 minute breaker, I'm not taking this. Because then I have an hourly sweep with a 5 minute breaker. I'm probably gonna get a bigger retrace. All right. Just inside the breaker right now. Basically, this whole area of consolidation here is your breaker. You get through here, we should be rocking and rolling. Let me draw that right here. Yeah, so if the trade's gonna fail, it's gonna fail inside of here. It could be like this could be what sends us down to like back down to the breaker. You know, like remember the left side of your models deliver your for your 50% going the other way. So good chance that maybe that's what sends us down to the breaker, and then we have a pushback higher. Writing 3 micros, nice. Hell yeah. The only reason I'm taking one off at 10 o'clock open is we are starting to get later into the hour, to where I don't like to long through the hourly open. Usually that's after 30 after the hour though. So if we can get up through the 10 o'clock open before 10:30, that's a very, very, very good sign. So basically just a 15-1 here. You got a 5-minute swing point, you have a 15-minute swing point, and you don't have a 30-minute, but you have a 5 and a 15 with a 1-minute breaker at almost 10-15 off of hourly 50%. And we're expecting and we have a draw higher. A plus trade for me. Everything something I would take every single time. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go break even yet, though, right? I don't want to go break even because I don't want to come retest the untapped breaker, get stopped out, and then the breaker is just a retest, and then we go higher. But now we have, like I said, we got a 5-minute swing, so yeah, I would not want to see this low go at all. So that's where stops still sit. Just a matter of how strong is this 5-minute breaker. Looks like we're gonna find out. For the ones that are still learning breakers, do you understand why this is a breaker? I agree, Doc. We're just way too close up there. Way too close. The only thing I would say we come back lower for is, I mean, it would be the hourly BISI, and it's just going to wreck everybody before delivering the longs. But let's see. I just don't see it. I don't see why we would have made a 15-minute swing with a 1-minute breaker here if we were going to continue down here. I would not want to see this. I would not want to see this if I was short, right? This would make me exit my short if I seen this. Yeah, 1-minute OB. Yeah, you're talking this be just basically a 1-minute OB here. Would like to see this. A closeover here would give us basically a 1-minute CISD to the upside. Should all but mean that we get to TP1 at the hourly open here. Like at this point, like if this is going to be our hourly wick, we're trying to enter inside of the wick. This should be distribution mode just based off of time too, right? So because right now your hourly wick is this little guy, this little nub right here. Just a little nub. But we're just playing the odds, right? We're just playing our edge. It's also the beauty of the continuation model. Yeah, I mean, so the first one kind of failed up here off of 25. But look, if we dip lower here, now we even have better RR. We get that loss back, assuming if we go to TP, we get that loss back, and then we're still going to be a green for the day. Hopefully, the Leppyrd jinx didn't just take over, but we'll see. Nothing we can do now. Nothing we can do now. The trade's on, right? The trade's on. All we can do now is move stops once we hit the hourly open. So if we get up to the hourly open, stops will actually go below this low because then we're gonna have like basically a CISD to the upside here, and I would not want to see price blow black through here because then I'm making a breaker to the downside and it's just gonna be chopped. What up, Liam? I seen you took a nice short last night. Love to see it. Interesting. 953 sits right at 10 o'clock open. Which a lot of people have been asking me about 953. I don't know much about 953. Mark mentioned it a while back, and it's just something we added to the key prices and a level indicator. I don't know much about it. Do not like that we did not get a CISD there. Do not like that we did not close over that high. Doesn't mean we're dumping, but just not a good sign. Want to see you really want to see strength there. One camp flooded. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Hell yeah. It's a good night. Man, it used to be do not touch Asia or London, and now it's touch everything but New York. That seems to be what that seems to be the new consensus here. Are we still in that city? Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we're still in the city that rejected us the first time here. Man, we are struggling. We are struggling inside of that breaker. Almost feels like an hour of chop coming up. Yep, Sippy holds again. The breaker holds. Let's see if our 1 minute breaker holds. Just another reason why I'm not so quick to go to a break even. Because if I move my stop to break even here, like my trade is not in, and my trade is not in, like you only, like I said, I'll say it every single day until it's in everybody's brain. You do not move your stop to break even until it invalidates your trade. If price comes back to break even at this point, there's nothing saying that price cannot go higher. We can still retest this breaker and then push back higher here. There's nothing that would be like, okay, if we come back to break even, like I'm making like a 5 minute breaker to the downside. I'm like there's nothing invalidating it. I am long BMAC. I am. I'm long from basically when this candle closed, basically at 34. As soon as we made this a 1 minute breaker. There's nothing worse than you go to break even too soon because you have fear of taking a loss. But I have a bigger fear of going on tilt because I went to break even too soon than I do from going on tilt from taking a loss. And like I'm still human. I still go on tilt. I mean, there's no way around it. Every person on X or anything will definitely go on tilt. Unless they're making millions from affiliates and stuff and they don't have to actually trade, then maybe they don't go on tilt because they don't care. But if you're actually trading to feed your families, then I think everybody it's just something that's still bound to happen. Something I'll fully admit. I mean, I still have my bad days for sure. Yep. Yeah, you just gotta give it room to breathe because the only reason you go to break even too soon is because you have fear of it not going your way. But how many times have you gone to break even and then it just comes back, hit to break even, and then runs to a TP? Be okay taking a loss. There's nothing wrong with taking a loss. You're going to take a loss. That is the business that you are in. If you try to be right every single trade, you will never make it. You will never make it. Because if you try to be green on every on every trade on every day, you will go on tilt because it just will not happen. It is, yeah. Yeah, so the stops are like at 20,000, 25,010 here. If we hit the 10 o'clock open, I'll go to break even because then I do not want to see price back below this consolidation here. I'm taking one off at the 10 o'clock open. So basically 25.90 because I'm on MNQ. Yeah, 25.90 is where my first is where my first TP hits. Because I don't like so like if for those that um have been here a little bit longer. If we're in distribution, like we should be pushing back up through that open before like 10:30, right? And it's already what 10:35. So it's like there's a good chance that we just hit the 10 o'clock open and either start to chop or we hit the 10 o'clock open and go lower because you should if you're because if we're actually going to be truly bearish this hour, we should not be crashing back through that 10 o'clock open. If anything, we'll retest it and then dump. So because if it's 10:30 and you're trying to get back through the open, you're likely fading distribution. But we're already in the along here, so yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's the like a lot of times like you'll see like we close so close to this breaker that I would rather just get in here than wait for and stress over getting a retest of this breaker because sometimes we will just make the breaker like this and then just rip. So if we close like close over like that, I'll just mark it in. But if we close like way up here, I'll wait and see if we get a retest. I'm not gonna mark it in and chase price up here, but but yeah, that would be your best entry is always going to be the retest of the breaker. We just don't always get it. It's just more of a, I, it's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Just I don't want to say screen time, but just more of a feel thing, I guess. Like here, if I'm getting in here at 37, what's my entry? I'm in at 37 instead of 30. I'm not worried about 7 points with 4 micros. But I do not like that it's 10:30, all right, and we're not above that 10 o'clock open. It's not the best sign here. Did we get over the breaker? We have not closed over that breaker yet. So this is the 5 minute breaker. We're still sitting in. We have not closed over it yet. At least on the 5 minute, we have not closed over it. This one was trade. You just gotta sip. You just gotta wait. You just gotta be patient and not overthink. Don't overthink these pullbacks inside of here. Don't overthink any of this. Let's go back to what was my entry? What zoom out and what am I looking at on the higher time frame? Just do not get annoyed. Do not start to overthink because you're looking at the 1 minute chart here. What is the 1 hour telling us? 50% 1 minute breaker off of 50% of here with a 5 and a 15-minute swing. If you take a loss here, you take a loss. But let's see, 38. Yep, exactly, KC. See, this is why I wanted to take one off at 10 o'clock open, though. Like, free type of the 1 hour. Okay. You always find it tough. It's always tough to long or to short through the hourly open after 30 after the hour. It's always tough. It's always tough. Yeah. Nice, E. Nice, nice, nice. All right, a trading day is a profitable trading day is a profitable trading day. Nice. Hell yeah. We'll say we just made a 1 minute breaker down. Right. For those that are trying to learn breakers and like notice them more, this would be like a 1 minute breaker down out of the 5 minute. Did the 1 minute inverse get? Oh, it did. Yeah, we did an inverse, huh? Yeah, we might have to wait for 11 o'clock here. All right, we still got 20 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time for us to either get stopped or run. Like I said, the timing is just weird now. Now it's 10:40 and we're still just chopping inside of the range here. It's like this candle's likely, like if I was not in a position already, this would be I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait for 11 o'clock here because there's nothing good here right now. Right. And we're looking at an inside candle on the hourly. This is where people will be like, "Oh my god, we're going to the hourly low. We're going to that low. We're going to that low. I'm going to chase here." And even if it does go to that low, this breaker is probably going to give some kind of reaction here, and then they'll get shot, and then they'll get stopped out. But I would not be longing this breaker though. I would not be longing this. Like if you're not in the long already, I would not be entering here just based off of time. I would just wait for 11 o'clock, right? I would just wait. Your best entries are going to be in that first part of the hour. Be a part of that hourly distribution. Otherwise, you're either late into the distribution or you're entering in a chop. If you're entering at like 45 after the hour, 9 times out of 10, that's what you're going to be entering in. And Q's making us work today, though. That's for sure. Yeah, that too, Doc. It's a very good point. Hopefully not discipline. Hopefully not. If anything, hopefully the 10 o'clock, hopefully the 11 o'clock is a manipulation up to our TPs. And then you get 11 o'clock takes -4, takes those highs, and then maybe you look at shorts down to where obviously that's a pretty good 4 hour wick to the downside here for that to be for that not to be manipulation. But so what I'm saying is like if this is going to be your 4 hour manipulation, like so like if like 11 o'clock wants to be our manipulation, go up and take these highs and then reverse, and then this be your 4 hour wick. That's a lot of movement for that 4 hour candle because basically what you're saying is this is your 4 hour open. You're expecting, okay, if this is your hourly manipulation up to here, and then you get a breaker down, your 4 hour distribution, you're expecting a lot of expansion out of that 4 hour candle at that point. If that makes sense. Just always thinking about your 4 hour and your 1 hour and getting in line with those. Nice, NQ. All right. See, it's a good thing I didn't go break even. If I went break even, I would be very upset dude right now. Because that would have hit my break even to, well, it would hit my break even to I think by about 2 points here. Be be very, very upset. All because of fear. All because of fear of taking a loss. All right, so I did get a contract off there on MNQ. So we got a little TP1 there. Yeah. Yeah, just ask ICT about that. You have -4 at 159? Yeah, you have it at the right spot. Nope. 159 is right, doggo. So we got one contract off. Back green on the day for now. I want to see us close over the open here, Tom. If we can close over this 5-minute, then yeah. Or if we just pushed up to the hourly high. Yep. Good sign. See how we blew right through that breaker? See why the hourly sweep makes those breakers so much more powerful. We just blew right through that 5-minute breaker. This is not a bad spot to go break even. To be completely honest, it's not a bad spot. You would really don't want to see price back through here. I'm gonna do the same thing. My stop's going to 25.30. So now we're locked in profit, even with the first loss. If we come back all the way back to that, at worst, we're break even on the day here. So that's how we fight back, and we'll see what we get here. If the price is weak enough to have to come all the way back down to here, then I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Anyway. So worst case, we're break even on the day. Best case, we're very, very green for St. Patty's Day. What else can you ask for? Yep. There you go, Chad. Yep. Yeah, break even's a good spot. You really like because you're gonna have this looks like a 5-minute double. Yeah, like all these 5-minute wicks here. You got a new 5-minute swing here. You got a new 5-minute swing with a 30-second breaker. You got a 15-minute swing. Yeah, you got a 15-minute bullish swing here. You just do not want to see price back below this below that 36 low there for sure. If it does, then you're just in chop and you're better off waiting for a better entry later anyway. So yeah. Yep, we're sitting good now. Sitting good. Yes, we do, Cobalt. Yes, we do. We'd like to see us close over here. Again, though, it's tough. Like it's tough. I'm telling you, it is very, very tough. At 30 after the hour, it is tough to take a trade back through the hourly open. It's very, very tough. Because like you should already be in distribution mode. Price should already be usually like whatever side the hour whatever side price is on 30 after the hour is usually the side of price that it stays on at least until the new hour. But hopefully it's not always that case, and hopefully this is one of those outlier situations for us. But yeah, so the 15-minute close was enough to make me go. That's what I seen. I seen the 15-minute close here, and I'm like, okay, well, if this 15-minute close gave us a 15-minute swing here, the next 15-minute close gave us what? Obviously, you got a 50% here. Look at that, right off 50% of that previous 50-minute candle. I do not want to see price back to that low now because you close bullish here. You should just expect more expansion here. Who got scared on this dip? Who got scared? Who got scared? It's where you do not let emotions take over. There you go. Yep. Do not, no fear. believe in your system, what you back tested, and what you believe to be able to not Mithy. I'm surprised Mithy hasn't joined. He was banned from the previous jungle. He has not been banned from this one, but oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's true. No, yeah. If you're a break even, then there is really no fear. But yeah, I mean, either way though, like at the end of the day, it's just trading, guys. It's just trading. You're just here to play. You're here to play an edge. It's like going to the casino, but in my opinion, with a better odds. Like you go to the casino expecting to probably lose $500. I mean, you come to the market. What's the difference? You have better odds here, and you're just here playing. You're here. You have a better shot at predicting, right? I mean, if you study these candles long enough, I think you have better odds. Play it, put the trade on. If you take a loss, learn to walk away. Learn to take a red day. The best traders in the world take red days. And they're not the ones that are living off of affiliate money. They're taking actual red days. Lockout button is great. I do agree. The lockout button has secured so many payouts for me. It's tough. I'm telling you guys, it is tough to get back through the hourly open. It is tough. We might have to wait until 11 o'clock here. We just might have to wait. Oh, they definitely do. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. They definitely do. Discipline, they definitely do. This looks like an ugly market maker buy model right now. I hope. I hope. This is not a breaker. Why is this not a breaker? A lucid account for the first person to tell me why. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no more accounts to give. I have no more accounts to give. But who can tell me why? It's just a mitigation block. Correct. It's just a mitigation block because it did not sweep this high. If it swept this high, closed below, then it's a valid breaker. I know that I've got so many DMs and so many questions about breakers and like recognizing them. So I'm just gonna start pointing out every single breaker that I see. But this is just a mitigation block. If you have it now, if you have it on ES, see on ES how ES swept that high. So we do have a little SMT here. It is a valid breaker on ES. So this is something where like if I'm looking for some kind of long like that and I have a breaker on ES, that means and I have an SMT, that means I have a mitigation block. This is just a mitigation block on NQ. It's usually a good reversal sign, and you can treat it just like a breaker. Just simply because of that SMT. I mean, assuming you have your higher time frame contacts and you're looking for a reversal, of course, at that time. But as long as you have the breaker on one indice SMT, you can then treat if you want to trade NQ, you can treat this as a breaker, but it's actually a mitigation block. But same concept. You would not want to see that SMT get a broke. You're gonna get a lucid account. I just bought another one this morning. That's actually what's in a long right now, combined with the funded account. Make sure you use code LEPDOC so we can get another. We might have enough to do another giveaway by Friday, depending. Oh yeah, we have FOMC tomorrow. Let's see if I have anything to do I have enough to do a giveaway today? I don't think so. Let me look. How much do I need? Be cool. We could do a little giveaway today. I had somebody get mad at me on Twitter yesterday. The dude was like, "You had 140 comments. How come you only had 75 people in the duck race?" Well, you should have been in the stream. Hey, I mean, when you got 140 people, the duck race only lets you do 100. So you got to improvise. And everybody that was in stream, wink wink, commented as well. Yeah, probably. Yeah, imagine making like 5 different burner accounts on Twitter so you get 5 different ducks. Imagine just to win a just to win a $90 account. Kevin Durant, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, let me see if I have I don't think there's only like $45. I don't think there's any account that is $45. So we'll probably have to wait until later this week. How do you get 5 ducks? You get no ducks, Hildoggo. You get none. I'm not sure, Doggo. I'm not his daddy. I don't see I don't see anything about Trump speaking. I know he spoke yesterday about this time, so maybe you're looking at yesterday. Oh, this is brutal. All right, guys. Somebody's at my front door. I will be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. Great to see we have not moved. There's not a live stream tomorrow. I could talk through price. I probably won't take anything, but it's not the FBI. It's just the postal service. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want, sure. I'm not. I mean, I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I'll be at the computer watching price probably, or making content. One of the two. So if you guys want to walk through price, sure. Yeah, we can walk through it. This probably won't take anything. Because price is still going to move. Price is still going to react to what it should do. So, yeah, we can do it. Just be a little more laid back. I do want to do a London stream. Hopefully Thursday though. It's just every time I plan a London stream, the 4-hour candle just never cooperates. It's always a big like Asia range, which means we usually get like an inside candle from 10 p.m. until 2, and then it's just junk. Yeah, Dill. No crazy questions today. I'm kind of disappointed. Well, data wick would be. Do we have? Is there morning news? Oh, we do have PPI. We do have PPI tomorrow morning, so maybe we might have a decent morning. Just join. Okay, okay, all right. You are excused. You are forgiven. Yep. I'm not much of a data wick kind of guy though, Mule. But I mean, it should inject hopefully maybe some volatility. We'll see. Usually, I mean, like people always say don't trade the whole day before NFP, and usually that's usually like the best trading days. People say don't trade Mondays. Yesterday wasn't the best, but like a lot of Mondays lately have been good trend days. Usually because why? It's usually setting up your weekly manipulation. Price needs to go manipulate where it needs to go. So like from like a weekly profile standpoint, it makes sense why Mondays can be good days because price needs to get up and get going to where it wants to manipulate to. So, but obviously yesterday was a little bit slower. But I mean, historically Mondays are my best days. But yeah, just for the good draw. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll all right. You guys twist my arm. We'll hop on. We'll hop on. I'll definitely still be watching London tonight though. Still be watching London. How much you want to bet if today's close is bullish? How much do you want to bet here will probably frame your London reversal? Just a guess. Just a guess. Kind of like yesterday. Leaves an hourly busy. Daily closes bullish. Probably close bullish today up here, assuming we don't have some big retracement. Asia London, give me a nice reversal back down into here. Give me a 4 hour, a 1 hour swing at 3 o'clock out of one of these bissies. Longs all day. How much you want to bet? That guarantees that we're gonna straight dump after we get up here. Guaranteed, because I just said that. This is brutal. We're already at 11 o'clock. So just an hourly inside candle. I don't care anything about this candle. Right, from a higher time frame, intraday bias, our hourly bias standpoint. I have no bias. Well, obviously I'm in longs here. I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish because of I have an untapped hourly high sitting up here after a bullish close. Can price come all the way down here, stop me out, break even, and then hit this BISI and then go? Yep, sure can. But my hourly bias is still bullish. I'll still be looking for this high before this low. Wait, what? I will bet you one purchase using your affiliate code, and you had to put up the actual free account. For what? I'm confused, Perry. Oh, gotcha. Sure, yeah. So you're saying we're not we so you're saying we will not get a London reversal out of here. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. I mean, because if we close over PDH, what do we expect? Let's hold on. Let's already frame this out. So let's say we get up to this daily VI today. All right. What's our daily range gonna look like? It's gonna look like this. Say we get up, I don't know, say we hit CE of this daily VI. Look at that. I mean, obviously, that's a big range with those fair value gaps. So of course, 50 is probably going to sit inside of them, but like 50, 25's looking good inside of those going into the overnight. All right. So from a standpoint that we're still long, this is what we want to see, right? We want to see a little dip. Actually, we had a nice move up. We didn't take anything though. up there. We want to see a little move down here. Preferably this little dealing range holds. Looks like we just hit 50. We really want to see, yeah, we just want to see this dealing range hold. Put in a little 11 o'clock wick, and then rip. But 3 minute equal lows. Uh-oh. 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 I'll see what happens. You do have a little breaker here. Let's see if the last breaker in this little leg here, obviously, this is just internal garbage right now. But we'll see if chasers get rewarded here or if chasers get wrecked. Like, oh, we're going to this low. Let me chase. Let's see. I don't hate to push down. I just don't. I hate to push down. That would take me below this low. Oh, I know, Casey. I know what you mean. I'll just come back to this breaker, and then we come back 11 o'clock. Your 11 o'clock manipulation is to this breaker. So basically, this play hinges on this 1 minute breaker holding here. Otherwise, we're gonna get a retest and get stopped to break even. But again, I would not be entering anything in here. There is nothing worth trading inside of here. You're either in from down here or you're not in, or you're short from, I don't know why you'd be short from up there, but either long from down here or you're just sitting on hands here. Otherwise, you're just entering inside of chop. Oh, so there goes. It does. So the 10 a.m. 50 doesn't really mean too much here, right? It doesn't mean too much because it's just an inside candle. So it's nothing I would be taking a trade off of or anything like that. Looks like we do want that low though. Oh, we'll see if we get stopped. All right, so stop there. Brutal. Let's see if we get anything out of here. So basically a break even day here. Yeah, break even for the most part from where I started. With the loss and then the trim and then just stops the break even there. Pretty much a break even day. We'll see if we get anything out of this breaker. It's turning us into some ugly PA now. But like I said, 11 o'clock. Like I said, you're just looking at hourly inside candles here. So 10 a.m. low has to hold. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But All right, so if we're just zooming out, like I said, my bullish is bullish, my bearish, my bear. Oh my gosh, my bias is still is still bullish here. I'm still bullish up to those 9 a.m. highs, and the highs up there. For me, the only thing I almost don't like anything here, but if we hit this hourly BISI and you get like a 5-minute, 50-minute swing out of it, problem is you are far from that open already. You're already 50 points from that open. This might just be no touch territory until we have some more a little more clearance here. Until things get a little more clear here, I should say. But yeah, so notice the one thing, did we? Oh yeah, we actually closed over that breaker too. But this is why you gotta wake up for London, though, and we're in a 100-point range in New York here. What did overnight? What did overnight have? Overnight had about a 300 point range here. Yep. Not even a breaker here, but all right. Let's check gold. Oh my god, yeah. You think NQ is bad? Do not look at gold. Natty gas, I'd still be bullish. I'd still be bearish to this 4-hour low. Actually, hold on a second. Let's look at Natty. Natty off 25. That's probably a decent short inside of here. 11 o'clock opens, manipulates up to 25. We'll see. I'm not going to short it, but we'll go, guys. Just some choppy PA. Some very choppy PA. Just happy to be break even after all of that. Yep, exactly. Yep, it sure is, Mike. It sure is. Yep. London is the move lately. It, as much as I hate to say it, it truly is. You look for that reversal point. You get an hourly or a 4-hour swing at 2 or 3 a.m. and you just take that long with a breaker, and you're gonna get 50 to 100 points. And you can literally call it a day at that point. Yep. Oh, that too, A-Trade. That too. Yep. You're too old for London. I mean, wait, shouldn't I thought old? Oh, okay. Don't old people go to bed at like 7 o'clock? They watch Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and then they go to bed, right? They should be ready to go at 4 a.m. Right? Okay. Sorry, Mike. That's what I do. Oh, all right, B Mac. Maybe I'm just thinking of my mom. That's a her that she's in that stage right now. Wheel of Fortune's on after no. It's always been Wheel of Fortune and then Jeopardy. Did they change it? It's always been Wheel of Fortune first, unless they changed it. Yeah, most likely, Mike. That's what it seems like. Hourly fair value gap at 11:15. Let's see. We'll stick around and see. It's always before. Okay, thank you. I thought it was, yeah. I thought I was going crazy here, but I haven't watched. I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy since Trebek died. So I didn't know if things actually changed yet. Hold on a second. We're gonna go while we wait for this hourly BISI to hit. 'Cause that's the only thing I would take now is if we hit this hourly BISI, If we get this hourly Bissy and get like a 5-minute breaker to the upside or something, that's something I think I would try here. Other than that, I don't want to get involved in any of this inside candle bull crap. Hold on, let's go to YouTube TV. We're gonna look at the guide for tonight. We're gonna settle this right now. Well, the price is the Price is Right is on right now. So any kids playing hooky today, you know what they're watching. The good old days, man. The good old days. And then you get mad because the Bold and you get mad because General Hospital and the Bold and the Beautiful come on after that. Yep, exactly. Hold on a second. Oh, the World Baseball Classic is on tonight, by the way. Team USA versus Italy or versus Venezuela, I believe. Interesting. Okay. So Jeopardy is on before the Wheel of Fortune. It is on before the Wheel of Fortune tonight. Yeah. Then you watch Maury or Jerry. Yep. Maury or Jerry or Steve Wilkos, and the best ones were always the boot camp kids, the kids that were just absolutely insane. He was sending the boot camp, and then all of a sudden they become like angels. Okay, McGee. So for the last 20 years, the Wheel of Fortune has always been before Jeopardy. And then comes on the Entertainment Tonight where they talk about celebrities like anybody actually gives two craps about them. But all right, guys, just waiting to see if we take 10 o'clock low. Not much interest anymore. We'll still sit here and hang out. Dude, the yodeling is great. Yeah, it's one of the greatest games. Just not the same ever since Bob Barker passed away. Drew Carey, I do like Drew Carey just because he is from Cleveland, good old Ohio. But other than that, this is just crap now. Gold crap. ES. Let's check out ES. Pretty much the same thing as NQ. Actually, we might get an SMT on that hourly Bissy here. We'll put a little alert there. F Drew Carey. Yeah. Is Wizard in here? Wizard's not in here. This looks like this looks like something where price is not ready to go anywhere. It's kind of what we expected. I thought we would take PDH and start chopping. It's pretty much what we've done. We'll probably just have some kind of slow, nasty grind up to that daily VI -4. Right now, we're still holding that breaker. We're still holding the retest of that breaker. So this is what we talk about, right? Though we talk about last breakers in the leg will give you some kind of reaction, even if we're bearish, right? And we're going to this 10 o'clock low, it's going to give you some kind of at least 50% of that last one minute leg. That's where people will be like, "Oh, we're going to that low. That's an easy chase play." Nope, there's a breaker there. See you later, 50%, and then we don't. It's cool to see. Like I say it all the time though. Like a couple years ago, this would have been me. Oh, it's an easy $200 short right there. Well, that $200 short turns into a blown account, and then I'm the one spending $100 for another eval account. But why? And then I look and now that I've grown as a trader and started to like understand price a hell of a lot more, it's like, oh, there's a breaker there. There's a lower time frame breaker there. the left side of our market maker buy model gives our, the PD arrays inside of there give our retracements to our right side of our market maker sell model. Yep. They're definitely not H-ray. Definitely not. Definitely weird. Just slow, very lethargic. And there's not anything else to like we can look at to a trade. Gold looks like complete dog crap. I'm not touching silver. Lean hogs, the spread is too bad. If you mark it into a lean hogs trade, you will blow an account just from the spread. So do not do that. I've learned that from experience. Jalen Waddle to the Broncos. All right, damn. Dolphins are really rebuilding. What does that mean for Sutton? It is. No, for sure. I thought it would be funny once to just try lean hogs, and I just marketed in short, or I can't remember if it was long or short, but like this spread was just so bad. The spread was so bad. You know, like when you log in, like when even if you like market into Asia in NQ, you start down like $50 immediately. Lean hogs is about 30 times worse than that. Gold is good, only when obviously when it's not chopping like this. There's some good spots for gold. It's usually those 4-hour sweeps though. Those 4-hour sweeps that give you that 15-minute breaker are usually good. The problem with gold, gold moves so much now. When I started trading gold, or I started with gold, so I went from options, and then I went to options and trading forex gold, which was XAU USD. Gold was like $2,000 at that point, and now it was like a good move was like 5 points on gold, and now it's like 10 15 points, which makes sense because gold's it's multiplied by 1.5 times from $2,000 now. But gold taught me a lot. Gold taught me a lot. Gold is it's definitely a different beast. But if you just go back to your sweeps, same thing as NQ. If you go back to your sweeps and look at your breakers with your higher time frame sweeps, you can still get in line with it. Any 49er fans in here? No, I came from a trading group that was all 49ers fans a while ago, and no interest in going back. Ooh, but other than that, guys, I'm just gonna hang out here. If we see something, we'll talk about it. But other than that, we'll just hang out and chit chat. Not much to explain or go over here. We're just chopping inside of NQ's 100-point range, just like yesterday. Yep, the gambling group. Yep, exactly, Chad. Wish there was something to trade here. I mean, we're still holding that breaker. We're still holding that 1-minute breaker. There we are. There's just nothing high probability that I would like risk any funded trade on here. Check soybeans. Don't like beans. 4-hour close. What about corn? Probably the same as soybeans. Yeah, no 4-hour sweep. All right. Did gold, or not gold, did oil do anything? Oil's been moving quite a bit lately. Oh, that's right. We talked about that. We talked about gold. We talked about oil with that 50-minute breaker here, and probably going back down to was that Monday's lows? Yeah, I guess yesterday. Today's Taco Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday. All right. So Natty Gas probably still takedown Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. Natty Gas is not worth touching. You're working on 6 inside 4-hour candles. Nothing you want to touch there. RTY is probably doing the same thing as NQ. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, RTY is gross. Any IWM traders here? I'm sorry. First back at NQ. Nothing worth taking here unless you truly believe in this 1-minute breaker. Anybody take anything else today besides the stuff I talked about? Anybody? God, this is. Might have to close this and just go get some tacos. What up, CD? A few small scalps. Okay. Took commons and a coal miner. All right. Irish tacos. Ooh, maybe it is. It is St. Patty's Day. We don't have any Irish pubs in Panama City though. None. Took shorter on 10 a.m. All right. Nice. Looks like it worked out. I'm just watching this right now. I'm just watching. Do we get a 1-minute breaker to the upside here? Again, we're at what time are we at? We're at 11:30. We're basically like it looks exactly like 10 o'clock. We're getting a 1-minute breaker, but it's 11:30. I don't want to be taking a long at 11:30, trying to long back through that 11 o'clock open. Right? It just looks like we're just gonna be sitting up for some more chop here. You think so, CD? All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens if we get down to the hourly Bissy. Just I know every time I end stream, price gets moving. So we'll probably hang out till noon, or yeah, noon New York time. See what happens. Nice, spicy. Yeah, Asia London. It's sadly it's where it's at. It's where it's at. I feel like a broken record saying it, but it's true. It's always just so clean. You look at your daily candle and you're like, okay, if Asia opens and we start dumping, okay, then and we had a bullish daily close, then I'm right in line with that daily profile. Yeah, it might be a good point. Which also, I mean, so if we're looking at from a yearly standpoint, what did if we're looking at from a yearly PO3, like the first month we did what, right? We First month we're just looking at a yearly inside candle. But first month does what? We basically just consolidated. So we'll see what happens in the second quarter of the year here, which should be some kind of manipulation, and then we'll see if we're looking at what, early July to the rest of the year in some form of distribution. Hopefully, we'll see. But right now, we're looking at a monthly swing, which I don't know what kind of breaker you would be looking at. Probably a daily breaker, I would say, a daily breaker to the upside to confirm like that monthly low is in. I don't know. We'll see. But 5 minute devil's mark left on the lows. Wouldn't trust any longs. Just do not get chopped up in this. Please do not be pushing any buttons inside of this right now. Have some discipline. Just understand that you are just in choppy, messy PA here. It is not worth it. I don't care if you're $50 from a payout here. Just do not touch any buttons. And like I said, unless you're in from somewhere up here or something, just hang tight. Oh. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. CD. I was looking at, like, I don't like the there's no sweep up here. This tells me we'll be back up to the highs here. Just a matter of, are we going to leave this lower Bissy? Because we're probably going to hit this Bissy. Are we going to leave this lower Bissy for London? Are we going to hit it? And then that's what takes us to PDH. We'll have to see. But all right, Discipline, take care. Thanks for hanging out. So you did get a 5 minute CISD to the downside here, which likely means that you're going to push to that. Obviously, nothing is short here. Just watch the order flow. Should mean that hourly basically should be your target unless ES already hit it, which it already has. Question will be, does NQ take this BISI too? If so, then it likely means that we might head a little bit lower. Otherwise, you're gonna have in a little fair value gap SMT here. Yep, they sure are. Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I'm like I said, me and Wizard are up every morning. We're up every morning on the computer watching London, but every time I actually get up to the computer, it's usually inside 4 hour candle. We're gonna try to, Shadka. We're gonna try to tomorrow, or sorry, going into Thursday. Yep. We're gonna try to anyway. Assuming we have a good 4 hour, we want to see a 4 hour swing point though, from like 10 to 2. We can have it. We can have like so this is obviously 10 a.m. I'm trying to find a good, I'm trying to find a good example here. But just you want a good 4 hour swing point at 2 a.m. Because then you can find 15 minute a 15 minute breaker and off you go. But yeah, I don't blame you, Hayes. I also went through a phase like that. But when price is starting to only give you clean moves in London, almost have to pivot. But yeah, so and I mean the hardest part with London is it moves a lot slower than what we're used to. Obviously not right now. London actually moves a lot a lot better than this madness. But like it's just a matter of that's London Asia just comes down to that conviction. It obviously moves a lot. It moves a lot slower. It doesn't move like with the volatility that New York brings. But it's just more of a set it and trust where it's going. But equal lows at 918, 918. I mean, the yeah, you mentioned these this morning. You said we were going to these. I said equal lows were cooked. I mean, maybe. I mean, maybe. Do they line up with anything though? They just line up with that lower Bissy. It's a weird 4 hour candle right now. We're already an hour and a half into this 4 hour candle. We have basically no manipulation higher on this 4 hour candle. Just very very strange. Dumpy. So for me, I mean, obviously this is still an inside candle, but I would just be watching. Obviously not gonna take any trades here at 11:40. Even though it's an inside candle, the question will be: is do we close back above this hourly BISI? If we do, and there's some kind of 5 minute breaker, I don't hate it. But to get a 5 minute breaker here, though, you need to close all the way back up here. Right, this would be your 5 minute breaker. At that point, you're basically all but guaranteed to go back to those highs. So really, there's not much here anymore. All right, so the 4 hour candle in London. I'm essentially looking for either. So best case is usually that you have basically this is your 10 p.m. candle. So this is your 10 to 2 candle, but I'm looking for this reaction here. I'm usually looking for 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. to the 2 a.m. candle to look like this. Not the 2 a.m. candle. It can be your 2 a.m. candle, but it's better if this is your 10 p.m. to your 2 a.m. candle. You get that 4 hour sweep. Your 1 hour is also in agreement where you have 1 hour sweep, close back up inside, and then you're just looking for a 5 minute breaker to the upside, which we didn't have here. But so I'm just looking for this. So even with last night with your 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. closing bearish, um, we expect what? We at least expect this low to get swept. So as long as we get a 4 hour sweep on the lows, and then if we're still getting a 5 minute or a 15 minute breaker to the upside, to me that's still a good long, right? If you're making a 5 minute, 15 minute breaker after sweeping a 4 hour low, especially in London, out of in agreement with what, with your hourly BISI, your daily profile, which said bullish, right? Because you swept PDL on Friday, closed back inside the range, 50%. So I'm looking for bullishness, right? I'm looking for bullishness off of the hourly BISI, and the fact I get a 1 hour and a 4 hour swing. As long as I have a 1 hour and a 4 hour swing point at 2 or 3 a.m. when I'm expecting that London reversal to happen, why is it more important for it to be like that 3 a.m.? Well, what I'm looking for is what? So this candle opens up at 2 a.m. What happens? 2 o'clock opens, dips, puts in your wick. 3 o'clock does what? Starts your distribution. If you go to your hourly candles, what do you see? Your 2 o'clock does the sweep, 3 o'clock starts your distribution here. So that's why I'm looking for that 4 hour, 1 hour swing in London. As long as I get the breaker off of the hourly or 4 hour swing in London, it's an automatic long for me any single time, long or short. Assuming I'm in line with that daily profile, which in this case I would be expecting longs back to here, and especially because I see Asia opens and starts dumping. What am I expecting from that point? Daily manipulation puts in our daily wick, pump, and then the pump. Yep. So basically, what you're looking for is just you're looking for that 4 hour sweep or that 4 hour sweep and close, and then you're looking for that 15 minute breaker. The 15 minute breaker confirms your hourly and your 4 hour swing has been confirmed, and you should not go back to that 4 hour low. If you're making a 15 minute breaker and you're taking that long and it gets stopped, then so be it. But it's going to be very, very rare that happens. To confirm the hourly lows, I am using a 5 minute breaker. So a 5 minute breaker for the 1 hour lows, a 15 minute breaker usually for those for those 4 hour lows. Wizard is on to he just takes a 5 minute breaker off of the 4 hour lows. I haven't personally back tested it enough. I still like the 15 minute, but usually a 5 minute breaker is also going to be like a 15 minute breaker, a 15 minute breaker too. Most of the time, not always, but usually. And then if we take that to the higher time frame, if we have like a daily sweep, 1 second, guys, got a phone call. All right, we're back. All right, so basically the same thing. We then look to look for a market makers calling. No, no, dog has a vet appointment tomorrow, so just a little reminder. So like on the daily, if we see like a daily sweep, like on especially on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, if we get like a daily sweep and then we see like an hourly or a 4 hour breaker to the downside, we can almost confirm that high or a low of a week is in. So basically, the breakers confirm your higher time frame sweep. So if you're getting a daily sweep with a 4 hour breaker, chances are that high of week is in, right? I mean, we kind of had the same thing last week. Where was it? Over here last week, right? We had this 1 hour breaker, and we watched price hold here, after what was this? Wednesday, right? We had Wednesday high of week last week. Remember, everybody was chasing previous day high here with CPI and stuff, and we never got up there. That hourly breaker was everything right there. Daily sweep, our hourly breaker confirms high of week is in. That's how you can kind of go and assume that when you have a high of week. So basically, if you have a daily sweep, high or low, um, with an hourly breaker, you can confirm that high or low of week is in. And then we just take that to the lower time frame. We use it on the hourly for an intraday bias, and then we go to the 5 minute, and then we go to the 5 minute or the 15 minute with a 1 minute or a 30-second breaker to confirm our entries. They also go in line with our hourly. That's the entire system right there. It'll take you from the 30-second all the way up to the weekly chart to give you bias along the entire way. But all right, Red, appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we'll just watch this hourly here and see if this hourly closes bullish. Bullish meaning back up inside the range here. Otherwise, we would be expecting. The problem is we're not gonna have any kind of breaker. What does the 50-minute say to me? I don't like the 50-minute right now. I don't like the 50-minute because of this. I don't like the 50-minute that closed below here. But right, it just closed bearish. We got yeah, the same for the 5-minute. I almost expect us to come back and take this low. Just because that 5-minute closed lower here. Doesn't mean go short. Please, God forbid, do not go short here. But that's what I would be expecting. Just because of that. But based on like for a higher time frame bias right now, I'm literally just watching this. Again, we're still stuck with 2 hourly inside candles here. So again, nothing in here worth pushing a button for, but for now, pretty much just wait for 11 o'clock and see, or sorry, for noon and see how does this 11 o'clock candle close. Especially if this hourly candle closes below, back up inside of this hourly, back below this hourly BISI, then I would look for my current draw would still be down to this low. Even though it's an inside candle, I would still be expecting that low. Right. I don't like that we have a 5 minute bearish close below the previous 5 minute to go with the 50-minute that also closed below the previous 50-minute. Same for the 30-minute. Well, 30-minute hasn't closed yet, but it'll be the same thing as whatever the hourly does here. Your long Perry? Oh, you just screenshot curse yourself. No doubt. We're definitely going down now. That was a bad idea. Oh, you're short? Okay. Oh, you might be all right then. What you want to see here if you're short, you want to see this 5-minute you want to see you want to see a 5-minute swing here, right? You want to see this 5-minute sweep, this 5-minute high, close back inside of it. You also got a 30-second breaker here. Actually, This is more or less your breaker here. I would not want to see a new five. I would not want to see a new 5 minute high here if I was short. All right, I would be looking for something like this. That's simply trading the 5 minute swing here with a 30-second breaker. Again, just the lower time frame swing point here with the 30-second. Again, not saying this is going to work. I'm just personally waiting on. We'll see what the 12 o'clock candle does for us. But if I was short, I would not want to see a new 5 minute high put in because that likely means that I'm wrong, especially if you're getting a 30-second breaker down off of a 5 minute swing. All right, so this is your 5 minute swing point here. Sweep. It's the previous 5 minute closes inside. I would not want to see a new 5 minute high put in here. Again, goes to show like you cannot trade every 30-second breaker, 5 minute swing point mechanically. You must have context, which is why we usually wait for those hourly closes and then look for that continuation model or the sweep model. Is Doc still in here? Doc, you still in here? Doc is still in here. Is it going to be another non--4 day? Maybe. What is going on? Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, pretty brutal. I mean, -4 sits at 8 a.m. low to the downside, and looks like you would have been stopped to the tick. All right, so we'll see what 12 o'clock has to do. If there's nothing interesting showing up at 12:15, we're gonna cut this. Yep, you're a tiny 1 minute, Oksano. This, yeah, this little guy with with the with the obese nestled in there. And a 5 minute devil's mark to lower. Yeah. Threes, yeah, we probably can. Wizard will be on shortly too. We'll see. Pepperidge Farm, yeah. But, We'll see if this. We'll watch for a 5-minute double sweep here. This could be our sign for a short, or at least that we want to continue to that hourly low here when 12 o'clock closes. You're gonna have a sweep. You're gonna have sweep of candle 2, close back inside of candle 1 and candle 2. This candle doesn't mean anything, right? It's just an inside candle. Doesn't mean anything to us. That was wicked, whatever that was. Just I have a bullish close coming in hot on the hourly. The hourly, yeah. I mean, if you get this close here, you might be in store for a retrace here. Because that's not showing weakness on the hourly, right? That's showing bullishness. If you hit the BISI and you're not even going to close inside of it. If you're closing back above it, very, very, very bullish. I mean, just one needs to be completely honest. I mean the top of 10. The top of 10 is not valid either. No, it's just like I said, these are just inside candles. I'm just watching because this is just the hourly BISI. Like I'm still bullish up to this 9 o'clock high. I'm still bullish up to there. Because you have a 4-hour that closed bullish and you have a 4-hour that closed bullish up there. This high is still intact here. This high is still the draw for me. It's just a matter of when are we going to reverse to get up there. Right now we have bearish 5-minute close here. We have a bearish 15-minute close, but that could be all null avoided if we're gonna have a bullish hourly close here. But then again, we're just looking at this is just inside hourly candle, choppy, messy PA. So again, just still nothing that's screaming at me to trade this right now. The only thing that would be interesting is if we took this 11 o'clock low and then this turned into a 5-minute breaker to the upside, and I would look for something like sweep, close, retest, entry here, and then I'm looking for that previous day high up here. Stop goes to this low. That's the only thing that that would entice me and that would make me want to take a trade right now. Especially if our hourly close is bearish like this below the previous hour, then yes, 100%. 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly all close below the previous hour. What's our next draw? This hourly low, this 5-minute low, this 15-minute low, this 30-minute low. I would not look for any longs until this low is swept. Because what do we look for? If the daily close, if this is the daily candle and it closes like this, what are we expecting? We're expecting Asia, London to either manipulate higher to look for a short, and then guess what? New York will distribute to PDL. Otherwise, if Asia, London manipulate down, take PDL, what are we looking for? We're looking for New York to distribute back to 50% of previous day's range. So either way, I do not want to take anything until this low is swept. Are you talking about this hourly devil's mark all the way down here below midnight? That'd be wild. Not as wild and bad as your Rocket League skills, though. Woo! Okay, I'll stop. All right, new hourly candle coming in hot. New hourly candle coming in hot. Remember, if we're gonna be bearish this hour, we're looking for a pump first. If we're gonna be bullish, we're looking for a dump. If we're gonna continue to chop, then price can do whatever the hell it wants. We did just sweep that 5-minute doubles mark there. AJ Silver's in here. What up? What's up, dude? You're not working today. Calling him out. Oh, nice. That'll be me the rest of the week. Starting tomorrow. Nice. I was gonna say I'll probably see you the rest of the week then. Oh, just today and tomorrow? No. Oh, well, I'll at least see you tomorrow then. All right, so we'll see if we hourly close bearish here. All right, we close below, so I would not entertain any longs until this low is swept. Hourly close bearish, 30-minute close bearish, 15-minute close bearish. Right, this is just a 15-minute inside candle, so the candle that I'm watching is still this low, and this 5-minute close bearish here, right? And we cannot get a bullish close above this 5-minute. What's that telling us? Probably our 11 o'clock low is going to be our current draw. Just using candle closes here. Does it have to go to the 2 this low? No. Will it? Most likely. But I will not personally engage until I see this. I would not look for any longs until this low is swept. We actually learned that the hard way on our first trade this morning where we took a loss, right? Our first loss this morning was a bearish 5-minute close. What did we do? We go and sweep that low and stopped us out. But if we can get like 12 o'clock to open, dip below 11 a.m., this could set up your 12 o'clock wick. And then what are we looking at? A potential hourly, I guess it wouldn't be an hourly double sweep because this one did not close back inside the range here. But we'll see. See what happens if we take this hourly low, which I think we do. But like the hourly, the 30-minute, the 15, the 5-minute, all agree here. It's not anything that you want to fade. Maybe you're chasing here. I don't know. But was it 5-1? Oh yeah. I mean, if we get a 5-1 back to the upside, I'm not opposed to it. For sure. Damn it, Oksano. Coming in here giving bad information. What a guy. Absolutely. If we could sweep and continue down just 20 more points, then close back above, you'd have a 5-1 out of an untapped. Oh, okay, yeah. No, KC. I want this hourly to hold. I want this to be London reversal. But you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. It's gonna be interesting because right now we would have a bearish daily candle. We actually have what would we have here on the daily? We would have if the daily would close like this, which I don't think it's going to. I mean, obviously we'll see what happens. I think we still get up there, but we would have a daily double sweep right here. We would have a daily double sweep. And you know what happened the last 2 times we've had daily double sweeps? Daily double sweep. Daily double sweep. Complete reversals both times. What up, Steak Sauce? You're back to trading. Glad to see. Glad to see. Whew. What was that? Nice. Give us some volatility, NQ. We're not talking Jeopardy anymore. No. No. We determined that Jeopardy is now before Wheel of Fortune, unfortunately. You're talking about. I got you now. Yeah. This was actually a day. We actually ended up with the. We ended up with that 5-minute. This turned into a 5-minute double sweep up here. 5-minute double sweeps are not my favorite though. Like you'll see them get wrecked a lot of times. I like to stick to the double sweeps on the 15 and the hourly time frame. But rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Yeah. Because you'll see a lot of false ones, which I don't understand why I don't understand why the indicator labels that as a 5-minute double sweep there. Makes no sense. Right. Usually the hourlies are the best ones. Yeah. Hourly double sweep here. Yeah. Obviously you run the highs to the short. Obviously you still need that breaker though to confirm it. Oh, this is brutal. Is Natty moving down yet? Natty's not moving down yet. Natty just gave us. We already missed it. Natty gave us a nice hourly swing here it just gave us a 5-minute breaker. So I would expect Natty to hold here. I would expect Natty to continue higher out of this. I don't like that the 4-hour closed bearish, but we'll see. All right, NQ. See if we get 11 o'clock low. Who the hell is Natty? Natural gas futures. NG1, not to be confused with its twin sister NQ1, but but it moves very, very good. It moves very good. Like there's this. It's trading natural gas is like trading NQ during London. Like it just does what it's supposed to do, but at all times. Like a clean 5-minute breaker here. I mean, I would expect upside here, not any kind of manipulation. But all right, NQ takes that 5-minute low or the alarm clock low. Let's see if we get a model 5-1 here. Though maybe we can try. We would need a 30-second. Oh my gosh! Of course, we need a 30-second breaker to go higher, and we're already going to be at 25%. Gross. So we'll see how this 5-minute closes. Took it for a low to the scalps. Yeah. There you go, though. I mean, if you chased, I'm not gonna say good job. I'm not gonna say bad job. But if you knew where price was going, you knew where price was going. But I mean, what told us that though, guys? What told us that? With the hourly closed bearish, the 30-minute closed bearish, right? It closed below the previous 30-minute low. The 15-minute closed below the previous 50-minute low, and the 5-minute closed below the previous 5-minute low, and we could not close above that 5-minute high. It's screaming to you where price wants to go. Candle closures tell you where price is ready to go. Yeah, smart chase. All right, so we'll see if we get model 5-1 here. Like I said, model 5-1, I'd like to see a breaker form first, but we'll see if that means we push to 25. MNQ didn't take so you're telling me there's an SMT. That's what you're telling me. Or you're hold on. So you're telling me your chase play did not get filled. So you were chasing price and got screwed. Is that what you're saying? All right, so model 5-1 technically here, but you just don't have a breaker to really confirm it. Actually, you might hear in 10 seconds here. We already hit 25. We already hit 25. I might take a micro here for the hell of it. If we can get this breaker. See if we can get up to a 50% here. Nope, no breaker. Our model 5-1 is literally just sweeps the previous hour, 5-minute closes back inside. You're looking for a move to 25 and 50% of the previous hour. Can it wait for me? I would love to grab my micro here. You want lower? 940? Let's see. You're looking at, what time is it? 12:11. If you're gonna have a reversal, it's gonna be right now. Let's see. I got the micro for fun here. We're gonna try to take it up to a 50% here. We're gonna try to take it up to 25.18. Model 5-1. Model 5-1 right at 12:07. Potential hourly reversal time. Let's see. Oh, it might have been the con change might be a thing here. Maybe. It sucks because usually we're looking for that 30-second breaker on model 5-1 to form, like down here right after the sweep. But here, usually we're looking for a move to 25 and 50, and we're looking for 25 to go to break even. But I still think we're bullish here, so worth a little shot in the dark here, and time is on our side too. So price not necessarily showing us willingness to go lower by the 5-minute, not closing lower. Not that doesn't mean it's not going to, but right now it's the 5 minutes showing some bullishness. This should be a 1-minute breaker to the upside as well. It is a 1-minute breaker as well. Your 1-minute breaker for those that are still learning breakers, right here, just a series of 1-minute candles. ES got the breaker too. Nice. Oh yeah. So ES got model 5-1 as well. So if you're looking at model 5-1, you're looking at, there you go. Sweeps the previous hour, does not get any kind of bearish close below it. You should at least see 25% runners to 50. Entered a little late. We'll see if we get up to 50 though. Just kind of a time play here. 12:10. God, we should just try to hold this. Maybe just go break even at 50. See if you can hold this rest of the day. If I stay on stream all day, then it's bound that either price that eventually we'll be here when the actual move happens, or it's just not going to move, or it's just not going to move at all. But I'm not muted. Your speaker just sucks. Yeah, we'll be here for the AM FOMC stream. Can't promise anything good, but we'll come and hang out and see if there's anything. Yeah, welcome back. So far, rejection 25. So far, we're basically back into the breaker. This right here is basically your 1-minute breaker here. Oh, hold on. let's not do that. All right, we'll see if we take a new low. Take a new low, then we expect lower prices. But otherwise, we're gonna bounce from this 1 minute breaker here. Yeah, we'll see it, Barry. If we're gonna bounce, this is where it's gonna be. Oh, interesting. Man, I just seen what you posted about the Rock Trading Group steak sauce. Nice, $800 for a lifetime. What a steal! I would like to see Chad's thoughts on that. Chad is typing. Here we go. And DJ's typing. Two implants. I love it. I love it. uh, two implants from the Rock Trading Group. Yeah, I paid back in 2021. I think I paid $2,500 for a lifetime, and then I got hired on as an analyst a year later. Yeah, yeah. Agreed, DJ. Agreed. Yeah, appreciate that, Ant. What's up, dude? Long time no see. Didn't even see you in here. Nice. Glad to have you here. From the from the old days, from the old dodgy days. I love it. Yeah, yeah. Got quite a few in here now. Nice. Still got the micro, guys. Still got the micro, but mushy as well. Quite a few. Quite a few. Fighting VWAP. What the hell is VWAP? What up, Trend? Yeah, you too. You too. Yeah, a lot of guys. They were. They definitely were. Yeah, yeah. Those were the days. There's some damn good people in there, which is why you still see a lot of damn good people in here right now. For sure. Friends for life, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, same. That's what I finally realized too, Ant. Yep. Just like the breakers. The breakers just give you a lot more confirmation. Oh, it's all good, DJ. Yeah, it's all good. No. Nope. Nice. Give us 50. All right. Do we take profit at 50? Or do we just hold this thing and go break even? I almost want to just go break even and see what happens. I think so. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go break even once we hit that. I'm just gonna put stops below 70 and ride from there. I think it's worth a shot here. It's a free shot at it now. Yep. Nice. Back to the break. Yeah. Look at that, guys. Back to your 1 minute breaker, your 30-second breaker. We haven't hit 50 yet, though. We have not hit 50. Maybe ES did. Nope. ES isn't even close. ES a little bit weaker here. It could be a 5 minute breaker. Yep. Yeah, it could be. So you're probably wondering, a lot of people are like, okay, what would be my breaker here? Would it be this candle, or would it be the higher candle? For me, I want it to be the higher candle. I want it to be the highest candle for my bullish breakers. I want it to be the highest up close candle. Yep, there you go. I want it to be the higher. I want it to be the highest up close candle within that range. Because then basically, it's basically, a sweep, a 5 minute sweep. Look at that, 5 minute sweeps. The 11 o'clock low does not give us any kind of closed lower. Model 5-1, and then this is basically your typical break of structure, right? And then somewhere inside of here is your 2022 model, right? So that's why we'll just ride here. We'll ride. Just riding with a stop below this 5 minute candle's low at 71. So we got like a 10-point stop on a micro here for a lunch. And we got the 5 minute breaker here. So yep. We got a 5 minute breaker with an hourly sweep. Everything we look for here, right? If this was London, this is something I'm taking along all day. It just happened to be Model 5 1 as well. It might take a while. It might chop. Who knows? But nothing screaming bearish here. What time did this reversal happen? I mean, 12:05, 12:10. I think it was 12:07. But so now we got a free shot at add a runner up to 144. I'd be surprised if it works, but who knows? It could. It could be your full-on reversal here. Did we hit hourly 50 by chance? I remember our first trade was off of. Oh, we did. Nice. It's off of that 4 hour 50 as well. So I mean, that doesn't confirm it like, oh, this is going all the way up higher, but that's a nice confluence there to get a 5 minute breaker off of that 4 hour 50. It's a nice little confluence. Nice, nice DJ, nice. You think it's going to London lows? Maybe. This close right now doesn't say London lows, but if we close back below 11 o'clock lows, then maybe I would say so. But right now, I'm bullish. It's still kind of chopping. We're still just hourly inside candle chopping away here, but this will be a good test. Is this hourly low safe because of the 5 minute breaker to the upside? Yep. Right. The 15 minute? Yeah. We don't. That's so. This is more of a 15 minute mitigation block. It's a 15-minute mitigation block because it did not sweep a new high, right? So this is a 15-minute mitigation block. It's not really a breaker. Now, if ES took that high, which it didn't, yeah, it didn't. So it's just more of like, yeah, just more of a mitigation block there. Yep. Nice. There is a chance that we could potentially add to this, depending. It would have to be like probably when this hourly candle closes, but maybe not. I was gonna say like a retest of this 5 minute, but we've already retested this 5 minute breaker here. Again, a 5 minute breaker with an hourly sweep. You do not want to fade it. I promise you do not want to fade it. You will lose more than you will win. I promise you. All right, so the 5 minute close bullish here. So at minimum, we should at least come back and take this 5 minute high, right? Just from a continuation standpoint. God, I do, yeah. What's our 30 look like? I like the 30-minute sweep here. Did we get a, yeah, so of course we got a 3 minute as well. You just don't have a 15 minute here. That's all right. You get the 5 minute breaker with an hourly sweep. That's all I need to see. Back tested it. I've back tested it enough to completely trust it. I feel like you could almost take. I don't want to say too much. I feel like you could take almost every 5 minute breaker off of an hourly sweep and just like always just target like 20 points and like just be this profitable monster that like nobody even knows about. It just feels it's like something that's like would be like insane. Obviously you would miss like a lot of higher term targets, but if you're always taking 20 20 20, I feel like that would add up. Like not even go for like, a certain liquidity point or something, and just always just have a hard TP of like 20 or 30 points. I feel like it's always going to deliver that. Yeah, that they do. And when they do eight trades, you can always you can always wait for like a retest of it and then take like a 5 minute swing point out of there, and then your stop is just that wick too. If like the stop's too big, you've seen me do that too. Like if the stop's way too big, I'll just wait for a retest of it. 5 minute swing point, stop below that 5 minute low, and then that's my stop instead of like the whole CISD. Is Trump talking right now? No, for a while. Okay, good. Well, that's good to hear because we've just been sitting in this trade the entire time. Then. All right, guys, gonna grab some more water. We're doing a lot of talking, so we'll be right back. Hopefully, we don't get stopped out in the meantime. Nice to see we've gone nowhere. Let's see here. Trump's done. Okay. See if that means we get moving here. We are at 12:30, so. Speaking of lunch, we gotta get some lunch ordered. Probably get some tacos. It is Taco Tuesday. corned beef and cabbage. Oh, it is St. Patty. Yeah. What if I just get fish and chips? I mean, that's pretty much the same thing, right? Fish and chips with a big glass of Guinness. Or McGuire's. Ooh, McGuire's will be very. I mean, Ireland is essentially. I guess I better not say that. Someone might. Yeah. In Irish person might get offended if I call them English. Good point. But I mean, I've always had, every time I've been to Ireland 5 times in my life, and like the first thing always on the menu is fish and chips. Fish and chips with a big side of smashed peas. It doesn't get much. It doesn't get more Irish than that. I feel like. And then if you slap a big cold Guinness on the table to go with it, man, you're a living life at that point. Yeah, shepherd's pie or McGuire's. You're right, McGee. Have you been to McGuire's? Man, McGuire's in Destin or Panama City or Pensacola is it's one of the best restaurants you'll ever go to. If you're ever in Destin or Panama City, go to McGuire's. It'll be so busy. It'll be so busy tonight. Yeah, there's always a wait, but yeah, agreed, Walmart. Agreed. Yep. You do. Yeah. It's definitely a whole experience. So good. They have like it's all local cows and stuff. Their steaks are top notch. When the first steak on the menu is over $50, you know it's probably going to be a good meal. Yep. Other than that, guys, we're still chopping here. We're still sitting here with 2 inside 5-minute candles. Yeah, and then they have special. They have these big drinks in a big mason jar, and you're limited to 3 of them because they're that strong. But yeah, it's a good place. Highly recommend. It's usually always at least an hour wait. That's not where I don't know if Doggo's ever been there, to be honest. Hidalgo and I usually always just get tacos. We usually just go to the Mexican restaurant. So yeah, hourly sweep showing up here with a 5-minute breaker. That's our basically our play. Or our original entry was obviously just based off of model 5.1. We happen to get a 5-minute breaker a part of it, so we're just sitting here chopping, waiting for it to expand. But are we in a 15-second breaker? You mean to the downside? I'm assuming. Uh, Bullish. It depends where you're talking from. Where are you talking from? And like, you could point out probably 6 breakers inside of here, and none of them I would trust. Like you're just sitting inside of just choppy. Major AMD to the downside, maybe, perhaps we just wanted we did model 5.1 did deliver 50, so I mean that's why our stops are just sitting at break even now, or I guess my stops are sitting below this 5-minute low, basically at 971. But we did deliver. Model 5.1 did deliver its target. It did deliver up to 50%. So that's why all bets are off now. It's a free chance up to that daily VI, and if we get stopped, we get stopped. We'll go enjoy tacos and take our small green day. But A 1219 candle. Let's look. Yeah, I mean, you could say that's a bullish breaker. Yeah, I mean, obviously we just violated it, but that's you're still like in shot. Like for a 15-second, like I would more, I would more or less be looking at over here. Like this is your one that like determines structure because you got the hourly sweep to go with it. And that's yeah, obviously that's your 30-second and your 1 minute too. I wouldn't trust any kind of breakers up inside of here right now. This is just chop, and this is what'll get you wrecked. Yeah. But I would not be trying to enter anything off of here, off of any kind of breaker. Especially when you're already at 50% of the previous hour. Right? Model 5.1 already delivered it's a thing. Now, what would be great for the longs in a good continuation sign would be a 5-minute CISD to the upside here. You get closed above here, then you got a 5-minute order block to the upside. That's what you want to see here for any kind of continuation. And then at that point, I would be okay with moving my stops back to that 12 o'clock open, and locking in at least a little bit of profit. I'll admit, not very much, but some profit. It would be about 40. You'd be locking in about $40 profit, which is probably it's a decent fish and chips meal, especially at a hole in the wall Irish pub in downtown Ireland. We still just cannot get a body close above 50% of that 11 a.m. 50%. That's where we're struggling. You can see it marked out right here. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. YouTube, Twitter, it's been fun. I'm gonna end it. I'm just gonna stick inside the Discord now. So thanks for hanging out, guys. If you want to continue.